Hi guys, I wanted to talk to you about using a trigonometric ratio to find a side length in a right triangle. So just a little review here. We can talk about trigonometric ratios by memorizing this little phrase. So, ka, toa. This means sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. This means cosine is equal to adjacent for the A over hypotenuse. And this means tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. And I'll show you what that means here. So we're looking at a triangle and we have an angle and it is 46 degrees. And we have a hypotenuse, and we have a leg, and this leg happens to be adjacent to the angle. It's touching the angle that we know. And so across from the angle we know is the opposite side. So that's what all this over here is talking about. So we need to make up something that solves for a hypotenuse, that uses an adjacent that we know, and uses an angle. And so the two things that we are looking at, hypotenuse and adjacent, we come over here and we look for the one that has hypotenuse and adjacent. So we know that the cosine, we'll say this, cosine of x, of our angle, which happens to be 46 degrees. In fact, let's just write it like that. The cosine of 46 degrees equals the adjacent, which happens to be 12, over the hypotenuse, which happens to be x. So now I've done the hard work and I'm just going to solve this math. So I like to get x out of the bottom of a fraction. So we have x times the cosine of 46 equals 12. And then to get x by itself, I'm dividing by the cosine of 46. At this point, you are going to use your calculator because x equals, and then we just type in the calculator, cosine, and you'll find COS on your calculator. Actually, sorry, let's say that better. 12 divided by, I'm going to put parentheses, cosine 46 equals, and I get kind of a yucky decimal, like 17.27467, yada yada, and it says round it to the nearest tenth. So x is going to be about equal to 17.3. I rounded that 2 up because that 7 is bigger than 5. So that's how we do those. And in other problems, you might find that the information you have, you need to analyze it. The information you have might be opposite in hypotenuse, or the information you have might be opposite and adjacent. So depending on which you need, you're just going to say the cosine of, if the angle is what you don't know, you're going to put x there. In this case, we had the cosine of 46, but maybe we were talking about, maybe we knew the opposite side. And if I knew the opposite side, I might say the sine of 46 equals something, the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Just depends on what you're missing and what you know. So find out what you know, find out what your particular focus is, figure out which one of these you should use, and then just fill in the missing information here. So let me know if you have more questions after that.